What if I told you there's a way to build an Airbnb business without any upfront cost? I'm talking no rent, no deposit, no furniture costs. And yet you could still build a business that brings in 5K, 10K, or even more every single month. It sounds crazy, I know, but stick with me, because by the end of this video, you will not only believe it's possible, you're gonna understand the exact steps that you can take starting today, even as a complete beginner, to make it happen for yourself. Let's get into this. Just over 4 years ago, I was in a very, very different place. I was stuck at a job working more than 60 hours a week. And honestly, I was completely drained. I didn't have good credit. I didn't have the money to jump into rent to let like everyone was talking about and shouting about on YouTube. But I did have one advantage. I'd worked in property before as an estate agent, so I understood how landlords think. And that gave me an idea. What if I could help landlords make more money without renting the property from them at all? That idea became what I now call the Landlord Partnership model. A very simple, low risk, high reward strategy that's helped me go from stressed and stuck to building a business that now generates over £30,000 a month. Again, with no rent, no deposit, and no property ownership. And more importantly, it's a model that I've proudly taught everyday working people who are now running their own six-figure Airbnb businesses. Again, without ever owning or renting a single property. Here's how it works. Instead of renting a property and taking on all the costs, you partner with a landlord to turn their property into a short-term rental on platforms like Airbnb and Booking.com. You handle the guest bookings, the check-in and the checking out, the cleaning coordination, the pricing and calendar management, and in return, you earn between 15 to 25% of the income each and every single month. But here's why it's so attractive for landlords and why this model works right now better than ever before. In 2022, Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget sent the UK economy into chaos, and within weeks, interest rates started to skyrocket, and the knock-on effect hits landlord hard. Suddenly, thousands of landlords saw their mortgage payments shoot up by double and in some cases triple. And obviously, it was impossible to increase their rent to match that. So what that means is many landlords are losing money every single month. They're having to use their own personal income to add to the rent that they collect just to cover the mortgage payments. That's why a recent Rightmove survey found that nearly 50% of landlords are now thinking about selling off their portfolio. And it's not because they don't like property, it's because the numbers no longer add up. And that's where you come in. With the Landlord Partnership model, you can help them turn a struggling rental property into a high-performing Airbnb that is 3 times more profitable. So instead of them earning £1,200 a month from a tenant, they could be making £3,000 plus per month from Airbnb. And they don't have to lift a finger. You manage everything. They keep ownership and peace of mind. And the beauty of this model for you is really simple. You don't pay rent, you don't pay deposit, you don't pay for furnishings, you don't take on any financial risk. You're simply using knowledge and service to unlock cash flow from other people's assets. Like, that's why it works so well. So how do you actually find landlords who will be open to this? Now, the fastest and the easiest way to start is by focusing on platforms where landlords are already advertising their properties. So here are 4 of the best ones. There's Open Rent, there is Spare Room, there's Gumtree, and Facebook Marketplace. All of these platforms are full of private landlords actively looking for tenants. But instead of applying as a tenant, you reach out as a business partner. Hi there, I saw your listing and was wondering, why are you settling for the rental price you've listed? That's going to throw them off. And then you say, I help landlords generate 2 to 3 times more income from their properties, and we handle everything for them. If you're open to hearing more, just reply with "tell me more" and I'll send over the details. This message works because it makes them curious and it's non-pushy, and it gives them an easy next step. Telling them exactly how to respond removes any friction. They don't have to think, they just reply "tell me more." Now, yes, there are other ways to find landlords too. You got local estate agents, there are business networking events, you got the landlord forums, there's LinkedIn and WhatsApp property groups. There's a lot of them about recently. There's personal referrals. But if you're looking to get started fast, these 4 platforms are going to be your launchpad. Now, I get it. Approaching landlords might feel scary, but remember this. You're not bothering them. You're solving a problem they already have. Their property is underperforming. They're stressed about the costs. If they could do Airbnb themselves, they would have already done it, but they haven't. And that is your opportunity. You just need the confidence that you're saying the right things and that you can deliver what you're promising them. And that's exactly what we help our students master inside of our mentorship program. If you want to know how we can hold your hand through this process and give you the full support in building this business, click on the link in the description and apply to join our mentorship program. Now let's wrap this up. Remember, you don't need to rent or own property to start. The landlord partnership model is your shortcut to a low-risk, high-profit business. You now know where to find landlords, what to say, and why this model is so powerful right now. So here's your next challenge. Go to Airbnb.com, type in your postcode, and look at the listings that are near you. I want you to pay attention to what are the nightly prices people are charging, the design and amenities of the properties, how often are they booked. This will give you an idea of what's possible in your area. And then you go to Open Rent, Spare Room, Gumtree, and Facebook Marketplace. Start messaging landlords using the message I gave you. Remember, the goal is to spark curiosity and make it easy to reply. You don't need a fancy website, you don't need business cards, you just need the right approach and the confidence to start conversations. If you want the exact script, the templates, the contracts, the step-by-step guidance, and the support system to do this properly, again, check the link in the description. Register for my free upcoming training where we're going to walk you through every step of the way until you've signed your first property and you've built something that can truly change your life. No excuses, no more waiting. This is the model that's working right now, and your journey can start today. I'll see you on the inside.